Chapter 1. The Synoptic Setup. The central United States is currently the stage for a classic, yet terrifyingly potent, meteorological setup. A deep layered trough is carving its way through the Intermountain West, ejecting into the Great Plains with significant kinetic energy. As this system interacts with a rich, moisture-laden air mass surging north from the Gulf of Mexico, the boundary layer is becoming dangerously primed. We are tracking a sharpening dry line, the boundary between hot, dry desert air and warm, moist maritime air, which will serve as the primary fuse for explosive storm initiation over the next 4 days. The low-level jet is expected to intensify overnight, further increasing the helicity, or rolling motion in the atmosphere, creating an environment where any storm that manages to fire could quickly become a rotating monster. Chapter 2. Sunday, the opening salvo. Section 2. 1. The geographic scope. The first major phase of this outbreak begins with an expanded, enhanced risk zone, a level 3 out of 5 on the convective scale. This risk spans a massive geographical area, stretching from the eastern foothills of Colorado, across the vast plains of Kansas, and surging northeast through the heart of Iowa and into Minnesota. The atmosphere in this region is characterized by high instability and rapidly cooling air in the mid-levels, which acts as a catalyst for severe convection. Section 2. 2. The wind and hail threat. The primary concern for Sunday is the sheer kinetic power of the storm cells. Damaging winds. Widespread damaging winds are a high probability threat, with gusts expected to exceed 80 text mph in the most intense cells. High-risk corridor. The highest concentration of this wind threat is situated between Omaha, Nebraska, and Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Destructive hail. Due to the extreme updrafts within these storms, we are forecasting severe hail. Residents should prepare for hail up to the size of baseballs. This size is capable of causing significant structural damage and posing a lethal threat to anyone caught outdoors. Section 2. 3. Sunday tornado analysis. As we move into the late afternoon, the risk of tornadoes becomes the focal point for meteorologists. The 15% risk zone, a significant 15% tornado risk, has been highlighted right around Sioux Falls and extending northwest of Omaha. Timing and intensity. Strong EF2 or greater tornadoes are possible, with the primary threat window opening between 6 p.m. and 7 p.m. The Minneapolis surge. As the evening progresses, the individual storm cells are expected to organize into a linear complex. This line will track toward Minneapolis, bringing 70 text, 80 text mph winds to the metro area by late evening. Chapter 3. Monday, the catastrophic peak. Section 3. 1. The moderate risk, level 4/5. Monday represents the most dangerous phase of this 4-day event. The Storm Prediction Center has issued a level 4 out of 5, moderate risk, for Nebraska and central, eastern Kansas. In the professional meteorological community, a moderate risk of this nature is a rare and serious signal that a major outbreak is highly likely. Section 3. 2. The 10 out of 10 STP parameter. The data coming off the high-resolution models is staggering. The significant tornado parameter, STP, a composite index that looks at wind shear, instability, and lifting moisture, is maxing out at a 10 out of 10. This indicates that the atmosphere is as primed as it can possibly be for violent, long-track tornadoes. Section 3. 3. The afternoon outbreak discrete supercell formation. Unlike a solid line of rain, the atmosphere on Monday favors discrete supercells. These individual storms can tap into the full energy of the environment without interference. The initiation window. These cells are expected to spin up early in the afternoon, specifically between 3 p.m. and 4 p.m. Violent tornado potential. There is a high potential for intense to violent EF3 or greater tornadoes that could stay on the ground for dozens of miles. Section 3. 4. The school safety crisis. One of the most concerning aspects of the Monday forecast is the timing. The window for violent tornado initiation, 3 p.m. to 4 p.m., coincides exactly with school dismissal times across the plains. This creates a critical safety situation for students on buses and parents in car rider lines. Safety officials are urging extreme caution during this window. Section 3. 5. Giant hail parameters. The updrafts on Monday will be strong enough to suspend massive stones. Major cities, including Wichita, Omaha, and Kansas City, are in the crosshairs for softball-sized hail, which measures 3.5 inches or more in diameter. Chapter 4. Tuesday, the eastward shift. Section 4. 1. The storm line evolves by Tuesday. The parent low-pressure system begins to pivot, shifting the entire severe weather corridor toward the east. The risk now covers a massive area from the Great Lakes all the way down into the southern plains. Section 4. 2. Primary impacts. The individual supercells from Monday will likely merge into a broad, fast-moving line of severe thunderstorms, wind and hail. This line will bring widespread damaging winds of 60 80 mph, and large hail. The core corridor, the most intense part of the line, is expected to track from Abilene and Dallas-Fort Worth, through St. Louis, and into Springfield, Illinois. The Great Lakes tornado risk, while the southern end of the line will be wind dominant. The highest tornado risk on Tuesday shifts toward the Great Lakes region. This is due to the presence of stronger wind shear in the northern tier of the system. Chapter 5. Wednesday, the system wrap-up. Section 5. 1. The final phase. By Wednesday, the core of the storm system begins to lose its organization as it pushes toward the Atlantic coast. The overall severe weather pattern will begin to wrap up, leaving only minimal residual threats. Section 5. 2. Isolated thunderstorms. While the threat of a major outbreak ends, isolated and short-lived thunderstorms are still possible. These may bring minor wind gusts, small hail, or a brief, weak tornado. This residual risk area stretches from the northeast down to the Gulf Coast. Chapter 6. Summary and emergency readiness. This multi-day event is a stark reminder of the power of the American atmosphere. From 80 mph winds on Sunday to violent EF3 plus tornadoes and softball-sized hail on Monday. The risks are diverse and extreme. Critical takeaways. Sunday, monitor the Sioux Falls and Omaha regions for 80 mph winds and baseball-sized hail. Monday, absolute weather vigilance is required between 3 p.m. and 4 p.m. in Nebraska and Kansas. Have a plan for school-aged children. Tuesday. The threat moves to the Great Lakes and the DFW to St. Louis corridor. Preparedness. Ensure you have multiple ways to receive warnings, including NOAA weather radios and wireless emergency alerts.